Good day, everyone. On this video report, I will give an account on the Republic Act number 9208, also known as the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act of 2003. It is an act to institute policies to eliminate trafficking in persons, especially women and children, establishing the necessary institutional mechanism for the protection and support of trafficked persons, providing penalties for its violations and for others. This was enacted and passed by Congress of the Philippines, Senate of the Philippines, and House of Representatives of the Philippines. Accumulated on May 12, 2003, and signed into law by the ex-President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on May 26, 2003. Philippine statistics affirmed that DSWD listed over 1,376 victims of human trafficking nationwide during 2012 and 645 more victims in the first semester of 2003. Here's a recent report on human trafficking.
The Philippines remains in Tier 2 on the U.S. State Department's latest report on human trafficking in nearly 190 countries. Tier 2 countries are those that do not fully comply with minimum standards to eliminate trafficking, but are making significant efforts to do so. The report says Filipinos continue to face exploitation, forced labor, physical violence, and prostitution. It adds the Philippines has yet to address weaknesses in its judicial system and that there have been few convictions of trafficking offenders. But the report also notes the Philippine government is taking important steps, such as sustaining funding for anti-trafficking efforts and protecting Filipinos exploited abroad. Labor advocate Susan Ople was also honored as one of the heroes for 2013 for her efforts to assist victims. Vice President Jajamar Binay, also the Chairman Emeritus of the Interagency Council Against Trafficking, vows to strengthen the fight against human trafficking and act on the recommendations of the U.S. State Department.
Of human trafficking that are substantial in the Philippines. Sex trafficking. It is the giving or receiving of anything of value, like money, drugs, shelter, food, clothes, to any person in exchange for a sex act. Forced labor for industrial and agricultural fields. It is any work or services which people are forced to do against their will under the threat of some form of punishment. Domestic slavery. In domestic slavery, it usually involves a female housekeeper. They are lured away from their often poor environment in a foreign country with a promise of a good job, and they find themselves being sold to a rich family who treats them just like a slave. Forced begging. This is a type of begging in which boys and girls under the age of 18 or sometimes younger are forced to beg through psychological and physical coercion. Let us proceed to the FAQs, or frequently asked questions, on RA 9208. Who are criminally liable for trafficking in persons? Let us proceed to the penalties and sanctions of each act. Who may file a complaint? Where can complainant file a case? What are the services and programs for victims of trafficking? Who are the Interagency Council Against Trafficking? This Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act of 2003 aims to promote human dignity, protect the people from any threat of violence and exploitation, and mitigate pressure for involuntary migration and servitude of persons, not only to support trafficked persons, but more importantly, to ensure their recovery, rehabilitation, and reintegration into the mainstream of society.